Alrighty, so the new Event Tower of Trials is out, and I have to say, I know I'm a day late uploading this necessarily because it did come out technically yesterday, but honestly, it was kind of fun. I can't really hate on this one. I've always felt like they were a little bit too easy. Normally, you can just come up with a regular sort of fast farm team for it. If you can see at the very beginning here, I'm using Roxy, Eris, Kizuna, and Ragnarok Bond in the back as just like a big buffer human sort of PvE team. And it worked out really, really well. It worked out for a majority of this fight. Obviously, if you've already done it by now, you already know that the last 5 floors all have sort of like an anti-team sort of gimmick to them, where it's either they do a lot of damage to humans or unknowns, or, you know, the very last one actually is demons, which is really funny because I was like, okay, it seems to be swapping back and forth between humans and unknowns, and I finally swapped over to demons just to try to get through the rest of them, and then of course the last one was against demons, so I could not necessarily do it like that. I know a lot of people are probably going to think that this one is maybe a little bit more annoying than previous generations of the sort of Event Tower, Event Tower of Trials. But at the same time, I thought it was kind of refreshing that it was pretty easy all the way up through most of it. You know, you can get through that all pretty fast. I think it took me about 20 minutes to get through all of the original 20 tower floors, which is about 1 minute per floor, which is not bad at all. I thought I was going to be on pace to just do it in 25 minutes, and then they really threw the curveball there at the end with the, I think it's all of the Archangels that sort of get the gimmick. Well, I think Goddess Elizabeth is also in there a little bit, but the revives tend to be kind of just more annoying than anything, just because they kind of hold you up. But I could see some people not really liking the fact that the last 5 floors all sort of have some sort of Mushoku Tensei sort of gimmick to it, to where it's like, hey, you know, Mushoku Tensei collab characters do, you know, a little bit of extra damage, or they take a little bit of less damage. I could see that being a little bit annoying, but honestly, I think it's the first, I think it's 21 through 20, or yeah, I think it's 20 through 24. All of those, it kind of swaps back and forth between humans and unknowns being the weak race there. I think they do just like 1,000% extra damage to those races or whatever, like alternating. If you just use the demon team, if you have one built for those first 4 of the Archangel floors, I don't think you're gonna have too many issues there. And then on the very last floor, I just swapped to Ultimate Escanor, so that way I could actually just blow through it a lot easier. But altogether, I mean, it was pretty fun. There was a lot of weird gimmicks where it was like, hey, you know, these races do 150% extra attack, or, you know, just some random ones. Obviously, the very last one I think is the most fun, because I think it's if you have your ultimate move gauge completely filled, you do 1,000% extra damage, or maybe it's stats. I can't remember exactly. I'm sure it'll be up on the screen at some point. I'm kind of just doing voiceover for this, but yeah, honestly, it was just kind of fun more than anything. It really was. Like, I'm sure people are going to be a little bit annoyed from the fact that it's not just, you know, one and done. You know, I can use the exact same team throughout the entire thing. Like, a lot of people just want to fast farm and get through things as fast as they possibly can, which I can completely agree with. I understand, like, sometimes you just don't want to commit that much time to it, but at the same time, this is an event that most people beat literally day 1, and you know, it's here for the entire week, if not 2 weeks, that we're going to be having this sort of like update cycle. So, I mean, can you really blame them for trying to make it a little bit more interesting, which I think it turned out pretty well. So let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. I don't really have anything else to say, so we'll just keep it short and simple here. Obviously, if you had any trouble with it, just try to, you know, use the best teams that you can. Make sure that you look over their passives and everything, because they can sneak a couple of extra passives in there where it's like, you know, does extra damage to this race, or, you know, the gimmick to the floor might, you know, give you a boost for using this race, whatever the case may be. So not too difficult, but definitely a little bit more interesting than the previous iterations for sure. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you in the next one.